Hello everyone, welcome back to the gaming table here. What I wanted to do was just give you a sneak peek of what I am currently working on. A few days ago, a couple weeks ago, I did a kind of like remembering back to Fighting Formations by GMT Games. And after talking about it and just remembering, how much I did enjoy it, I thought, why don't I bring it back to the table? We'll set up the introductory scenario and we'll kind of go over it. So I've spent the last few minutes trying to get it all set up, and what I'm going to do is read through and refresh my memory on the rules, because it's been a while since I've played, and I figured, well, let me read them tonight and then we'll go over it. Maybe tomorrow I'll film some Fighting Formations playthrough, which won't be perfect, but I think will be kind of fun just to kind of, take that trip down memory lane. Since they are working, I say they, I guess it's Chad Jensen team and GMT, I think they're working on Kharkov. If you go to the GMT website, I think there is, I think it's Kharkov, someone pointed out. And, so I guess it wouldn't hurt to relearn how to play that and maybe get in and be part of that at some point when that comes out. So let's just take a look at the map. The introductory scenario takes place on map number 7. So I'm going to pick the camera up a little bit, move it around. So here we have map 7. What we have up here, this would be the northwestern sector of the map, is a Stug F3, Stug Life, MG34 unit, Grenadiers in this house, and 2 Grenadiers out here on this open road. And I'm assuming we are traveling south. It's going to be south for me, down here to these building locations, so just along that road. We already have, I say we, the German player already has 2 control markers there. And so with the German player, I guess I would say me for all of this, because I'm going to do this as a solo game. I'm going to move the Russian troops up along the road, and we want to solidify our hold right here, and then we also want to try and take those same houses from the German player. So this is what we've got down here. We have a Maxim machine gun, then there's a T-34, a rifle unit, a T-34, a rifle here in this house, and then 3 rifle units in these houses. So they are set up very defensively with German possibilities right there. So I think it's just going to be a matter of who draws what first to maybe advance. Then over here on the east side of the map, we do have a rifle unit and a T-34 holding a control point. And then just to the north of that, then we have another Stug and another Grenadier in that tree right there. Also, we have the cards according to the introductory scenario. It's card 23 for the German player, card 46 for the Russian player. Card 23 for the German player is a smoke screen. It says roll 1 die 10. Place that many smoke markers with or adjacent to fresh activated Pioneer and or armored vehicle units. That potentially is a lot of smoke markers. Oh, you can't read it that well. Just notice the glare. Well, sorry about that. Then the Russian player has command and control. It says flip any one active command marker, friendly or enemy, to its other side. This is actually fantastic and kind of surprising for the Russians, because my understanding is the Russians always had terrible command and control. But this either makes it so you can flip, say, used Russian command marker from the 0, from its 1 side to the 0 side, potentially keeping command out on the board longer and saving initiative points at some point in the game if needed. It's interesting. We can explain that later if you're not familiar with how the order markers work. But I'm just going to say 2 very interesting cards. Now, the scenario also has us put the initiative pawn on the Russian side of the 0 track. So the Russians start with initiative, and they're going to be drawing from, let's see, does that put the whole cube matrix? Yeah. they'll be drawing from the cube matrix. It looks like this. Now, what I did, the introductory scenario does say put 1 cube on every single number for the first turn. I don't like that, so what I did was the random placement of cubes for turn 1, just because I prefer that. I've played this before. Yes, I may have forgotten how to play, but I do remember some things that I like to do, and that's one thing I like to do. Random order matrix placement for turn 0. So there's 1 at 9, 1 at 8, 2 at 6, 3 at 5, 1 at 4, 1 at 3, 1 at 2. That's important because that takes away certain orders that you might normally have in the game, such as playing an asset card for 1 point of initiative for each player. If they want to play an asset, then it's going to be the first person to snag up that 2 or one of these other orders to play it. Plus, that means there's no purchase of division support on this first turn. The best they could do is regiment support, which is going to be to draw 2 asset cards if somebody really wants that. Also, it's loaded up on assaults for the Germans and loaded up on sniper actions if needed for the Russian player. They each have 2 advance. I mean, it's not that they each have 2 advance, it's just that advance is on the 6 for both sides. So there's just a few swap in orders on the matrix. So this should make it a little interesting. Rally of 4, whoever snags that first. So for the German player, for example, they will move at 3, and the Russian player, if they took it, would actually get to fire at initiative 3, and then the move is swapped. So Russians could move at 2, or the Germans can fire at 3. So that right there, that one mechanic is really what kind of sets this whole turn apart. So it's saying that the Russians, it's easier to mobilize. They were all about speed. They're always about rushing out all those T-34s, and the German player doesn't have that. But the German player has superior firepower. Now, one thing to keep in mind is there will be, I think there's an initiative cost, or at least it modifies initiative by the fact that Russian tanks didn't have advanced radio systems as compared to the Germans. So there's 2 on here, and the assault, that will affect, I think it's initiative. Like I said, I'll have to read and find out again. But that will make it tougher for the Russians to do certain actions because their tanks don't have radios. I'd say that's about all to know. Maybe one other thing. The Russians, when they do their command radius, they start with a command radius of 3. So from where the command marker is, when they put it on the map, it's 3 hexes out. That's how much influence their command has. And then the Russian player will be on 2. They can command either a cost of 0 initiative, 2 hexes out, compared to the German, which is 3. So the German has a slight advantage there in the command and control. Also, the marker for air support starts on the German side, and the sniper, did I get that right? Yeah, sniper's on Germany, and air support is on Germany. So those things aren't, well, like for instance, sniper, that's like an end-of-turn activity, maybe an event, and throughout the game you can flip the sniper back and forth between the Russian side and the German side, and basically like at the end of the turn there's a chance for a sniper attack. So there isn't like you're controlling a sniper, it's kind of a abstract representation of a sniper or clandestine units or elite units or something like that affecting the battlefield. So that can kind of go back and forth as you play. So that's the initial setup for the game. So like I said, we'll probably play this through a little bit tomorrow just to show you a little bit of how the game plays. Again, a good refresher for me, put this back fresh in my mind. And since I'm yelling across from the camera, I don't know how well you can hear me. And we'll just see how things go. So again, thanks for stopping by. Just a quick introductory video for what I've got planned, and then we'll see you tomorrow, and hopefully we'll have something more for you to watch. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.